Welcome to another Sunday WOAY ABC4 Community Forum, where we talk to local success stories and community leaders about important things happening here in Southern West Virginia. I'm Brandy Lawrence, and today we're joined by another distinguished guest. Brittany Fitzgerald, who is the theater manager of Theater West Virginia, joins us this morning to talk about their upcoming season. Thanks so much for coming to the forum.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely, absolutely. So for the people out there that are not familiar with Theater West Virginia, can you tell them a little bit about it?
Yeah, so Theater West Virginia has been around since about 1961, and we're still doing those same historical shows and performances that we've done for years and years and years. And also we get to do some musicals and just get a little bit more fun shows and, you know, more musical shows for like newer audiences and newer shows.
Awesome, yeah. Awesome. And for the people out there that are not as familiar with Theater West Virginia, they'll have a lot of classic plays, like you said. Honey in the Rock is a big one, and I think that'll be the opening show on June 18th?
Yes, so June 18th we start with Honey in the Rock, yep. And then we have Hatfield and McCoy's, and so we alternate every other night. So it goes Honey, Hatfield, yeah.
Awesome. And I've seen Hatfields, and I haven't had a chance to go see Honey in the Rock, but I have seen Hatfields and McCoy's, and I saw it years ago, and it's still one of my favorites. But I think I saw it for the first time years ago, probably like in 5th grade.
Oh, wow.
And it was an awesome show. So, I mean, if any of you have never been to a show, make sure to go get tickets. And actually on West Virginia Day, June 20th, there will be a free showing of Honey in the Rock.
We do. So we have a free show for West Virginia Day to celebrate West Virginia. Tickets there's not many left, but there are some, and we also saved some for walk-ups as well. So we're going to have some fun stuff before the show. We're going to have bands getting ready before the performances begin. So I think it's going to be a fun day.
I think so too.
Yeah.
I think so too. I think what better way to celebrate West Virginia Day than Honey in the Rock?
Right, have an outdoor theater, a little show, you know,
Definitely.
Something fun for a night.
And that's another cool thing is I love the outdoor theater, and that's another thing to experience if you haven't. Go outside to that outdoor theater and enjoy a great show.
Yeah, we're one of the only outdoor theaters left in America, so it's kind of cool that, you know, it's right here in our backyard.
Absolutely, yeah. Absolutely. And I know you all had a volunteer day a couple weeks back. You know, getting it ready and all of that. So shout out to you all, and shout out to all the volunteers that came out and helped with that, because I'm sure that's a really big
couple days.
Yeah, I'm sure that's a really big feat.
Yeah, because, you know, Mother Nature takes over, so, you know, you have weeds that are going through the seats, and then, you know, just damage from the sun. You know, we've had people, they're still working out there getting the lights ready, getting sound ready, because, you know, animals and bugs and all that stuff, they're going to do what they do during the year. So it's looking good right now, so I'm excited. It's going to be a great season.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I think so too, and we'll be keeping up with you guys too. We got some real theater buffs in our studio that really love covering, you know, theater type things. Yeah. So I think you all will have a lot of attention, I'm sure, from not only just us, but other stations around the area. So we got our classics coming back, Honey in the Rock and Hatfields and McCoy's, but it looks like we have a couple of new things this year, like Into the Woods.
Yes, we do have our new musical, Into the Woods. It's kind of a smaller cast for that show, but, you know, it's about like a little bit more eerie kind of like storytale characters. You know, you have like Red Riding Hood, Jack and the Beanstalk and stuff like that, and you even have some of the princesses coming in at the end as like a little like joke situation. So I think the audience will really enjoy that one.
Yep. And I think that'll be really cool too with the outside amphitheater. So like you really feel like you are in the woods.
In the woods. Yeah, you can't get more into the woods.
Right? You can't get more into the woods than that. So keep an eye on that as well. And the website is theaterwestvirginia.org. So you can go there and check out show dates and buy tickets as well, correct?
Yeah, so you can buy tickets, you can buy your season's passes, and you can buy your memberships all on the website. And it's, you know, those little tabs at the top, you can just click that and it'll help you out.
Awesome. And you all are doing something new this year with general admission, so there are no assigned seats.
Yes, so we're trying to cut back on those long lines that we would get at the box office. So, you know, if you have a large party of 5 people, you know, if you get there a little later, you're not one person here, one person there. We're going to make sure that everyone can sit together with their parties that they come to.
Awesome. Yeah. Awesome. So that was a problem in the past, just lines
it has
all
been,
the way
you know,
out.
and like as a former member of the cast, like we would be like, oh, wait for the show, we got long lines. So I think this is going to help, and then that way everyone can sit together and no one's waiting in those long lines.
Cool. So if you have any big groups, there's also an opportunity to get a membership.
Yes, so we have different membership options. So you know, if you just need 5 tickets, you can buy a 5 ticket, or we have up to 100 tickets. So if you need a bigger party, you know, you can save a little bit of money, and then that way you can get more people to come enjoy the show.
Awesome. And for all you people out there with the acting bug or the theater bug, rather, you want to keep watching shows, there are also passes available.
We do have seasons passes. Yep. So that's also on our website, and you can just, you know, get a seasons pass and get a ticket to every show.
Wonderful. So, I mean, a bunch of different ways for you all to go out and get involved. Make sure you go to that website. So this year you also had a youth theater camp, and I believe that is wrapped up, correct?
Yes, they just had their showcase, I want to say 2 weekends ago.
Awesome.
Yeah, so that was really good, you know, seeing the upcoming generation of actors and actresses being, you know, getting ready on the small stage, and then now some of them will be in that, you know, on the big stage soon.
Awesome. And that'll be in Seussical Junior.
Seussical Junior, yep. So we just also finished auditions for that as well. So the cast should be coming out soon. And then, you know, that's a show for age 9 through 18. So it's, you know, it's good, especially if you have kids or grandkids or something in the show, or want to be in the show, or just want to come watch the show. Like it'll be a fun show.
And I think that's an awesome way for you all to get out. Get some more kids out to watch theater shows, but also kind of attract more kids to come to the camp next year.
Yes, for sure. We always have our academy going on. So, you know, if that sparks a little bug in some 9 through 18-year-old, you know, they're always welcome to come join us at the academy.
Awesome. And how about, you said you were a performer there, a dancer with Theater West Virginia.
Yes.
So how was the experience for you personally, for, you know, any young people out there watching that are potentially interested?
Yeah, I loved it. I mean, so I was dance captain for about 3 or 4 years, and, you know, you met all these new people, because it's not, we have our local people, but we also have people coming from out of town. So, you know, you get to meet all these new people, get new experiences. You know, we're like a family. You know, some of them, they're all housing together. So, you know, they're living, eating, rehearsing together for, you know, all these weeks for all these shows. So it was a great time. I loved it. And then, yeah, being able to perform outside is something you don't get to do very often.
That sounds like a fun time.
Yeah, it was. I loved it.
So do you get a lot of people from out of town when you all do these productions? I believe I spoke to the last director, I believe last year, and she was talking about how, you know, some of the people were starting to come in to the state and they were starting to get settled, so you all can start your season. So do you have a lot of people this year too?
Yeah, so we do get a lot of out-of-towners. You know, we are a national park, so, you know, people are more willing to come to come see our new national park. So we're trying to get it out there. Hey, while you're at the national park, come see a show, you know. But even, you know, we have some bus groups coming in, with some church groups coming in, so everyone is welcome. And I mean, even when I did it, I remember we asked the audience, like, where are you from, kind of, and like someone was from Korea. Wow. So, and then my family, we used to come in from Canada to come watch. So we're trying to get out there.
Yeah, definitely. I believe one year I went, it was the year that you all did Jungle Book.
Okay.
And when he was still the Governor Jim Justice was there.
Yep, he was.
So, I mean, you can probably see a little bit of everybody there. And then we've been covering in the news lately Chef Carla Hall from Top Chef.
I know, I've seen that.
Yeah, she was at Secret Sandwich Society, and she also went to Rail Explorers.
I did just see that. Yeah, that was
you
cool.
know, you may get a couple people just sliding through there. So hopefully, you know, we can get a couple people there. Brad Paisley was here, I think, a couple years back. Yeah, I think last summer he shot a video right in Mount Hope.
Yeah.
So I mean, we got these people coming through here.
Spread the word.
Spread the word. That's what we're doing with Community Forum. Spread the word. Yeah, let anybody know. Any of your friends, family coming through here, let them know about Theater West Virginia, especially starting June 18th with this lineup. So we got free West Virginia Day. Oh, also, since it's Community Forum, a question that I love to ask is there any way that the community can help out, either in regards to, I literally love volunteer opportunities.
Yeah, so we're definitely always looking for volunteers. You know, if there's a light sprinkle before the show starts, we always need somebody to come and wipe off the seats so no one has to sit on a wet seat. And even just general maintenance of our theater, weeds are going to come up, or even just at the end of a show kind of helping us grab those extra popcorn boxes that were left behind so we don't have all the raccoons and bears.
Absolutely.
But yeah, so definitely volunteers. We love volunteers, and volunteer, get a couple free tickets. I think, and then you get to see the show while you're there.
I think it's worth it.
Yeah.
And we have a lot of new graduates right now. Graduation season just ended. And I know some of you all need volunteer hours. You're going off to college. So, what better way than with Theater West Virginia? You can go outside and you're there working the show too. You get to watch the show.
Yeah.
And then you get free tickets.
And we did with our volunteer day when we did our cleanup day. There was some National Honor Society groups that came, so I signed some volunteer hours. So if you need some volunteer hours,
yeah, I think that's a fun way to do it. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So, and I think you mentioned something else that I actually want to touch on was the rain. It's been, well, at least it's going to be pretty rainy this week, according to our meteorologist, Christian Butler. What is the protocol for that?
So if we have lightning, we have to hold, kind of like if you're at a pool. So we do lightning holds, and we safely bring everyone to the top of the house. But then if there is a show and it's just pouring down and we can't continue the show, we do rain out tickets, and they're good forever. So if you had a rain out tickets from 3 years ago, you can still use it this year. So we want to make sure if you come and there's something that happens, that whether you can come the next day or next weekend or next season, that you're taken care of.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. And that's really good to know as well, because the weather has been a little shaky. It's been really rainy, which is great for, the agriculture, and it's great for the gardens, but it's not great for you all or the pools or any other outdoor activity.
I'm hoping that it's all getting out now. That's all.
I hope
Get
so
out
too.
Now. Get it out.
I know it's supposed to be pretty rainy throughout this week, but I'm hoping by the time we get to June 18th, we're clear and past that. So let's manifest that.
Yeah.
And another thing, donations. Do you all accept any donations?
We do accept donations. We're always looking to, get everything better. If we need more costumes, if we need better props, if we need maintenance, if we need, like that, just stuff like that. We thrive on donations and sponsorships and stuff like that.
Awesome. And they can do that on the website as well.
They can donate on the website, or they can even send us a check in the mail if they would want to do that as well.
All right. Awesome. Yeah. Awesome. So you all can get in touch with them at theaterwestvirginia.org, and make sure I got the correct phone number, 304-992-9085.
That's right.
All right. Well, make sure that you all get in touch with Theater West Virginia to see how you can volunteer, donate, or even be a part of one of the shows if you have that acting bug. So thank you so much, Brittany.
Thank you.
That wraps up our first half of Community Forum, but make sure to come back after the break. We're going to talk more about Theater West Virginia and all the cool stuff that they have planned for this year. Welcome back to Sunday Community Forum. I'm here with Brittany Fitzgerald, who's the theater manager of Theater West Virginia, and we're talking about the things that they have planned for this year. Now, we talked about the shows and things like that. We'll be going Honey in the Rock, Hatfields and McCoys, Into the Woods, and Seussical Jr. But we got to talk about showtimes, so we get these people out here.
Showtime. So our house will open at 7 p.m. Music, we'll have some local artists performing, so that will start around 7:15, and then 8 p.m. is when the show will start. So make sure you're in your seat.
Make sure you are in your seat, and it's general admission, so you can pick whatever seat you like as long as it's open. So no fighting, please.
Please no fighting. That's for the show.
Yes, that is for the show only.
That's for
Hatfields and McCoys.
That's for Hatfields and McCoys.
Awesome. So we have these show times, and if there are any businesses watching out there, there's an opportunity for you all to get involved as well as a sponsor.
Yes, so we're always looking for sponsorships. We've got amazing sponsors so far this season, and we can always use some more. You get your ad in our playbill, you get your logo on our website, and then depending on what level of sponsorship you do, we do kind of like a dedicated night to that company. So it's kind of a way to get our local companies, their word out. If people aren't sure what's happening around here, they can open their playbook, see your ad, or if you're there, talk to some local people.
Nice, nice. I think that's a fun way. I think that's a fun thing to sponsor, honestly. The theater, you can go out there, have your own night, and you can introduce more people to your business and also let them enjoy some culture.
Yeah, and it's something fun. Some companies are doing, they're having like a dinner up top before the show, and then all their employees are getting some tickets, and then they all get to kind of have a fun night together and not just like in an office.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Because I feel like team building is better outside of like the office. When you get to do fun things like this, that's when you really get to know each other.
Right.
So make sure you get to theaterwestvirginia.org if you're interested in sponsoring, and check out those sponsorship packages.
Yeah.
So once again, you were a performer, a dancer with Theater West Virginia, and now you are the theater manager. So how has that transition been for you?
It's been great. I do miss dancing on the stage. We've even been joking in rehearsals. I'm like, I'm ready. I'm an understudy. But it's been really cool because I love doing it and being a member, and so now I'm just making sure that we're keeping it going. And it's just getting better and better every year. So that's my goal, to, just make it fun for everybody, make it a family like it was, and, just bring something back to our community that's super fun and not so often that you would see.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And while it is a joke, I do think that is really handy that you are a dancer. So, if anybody, has a problem, they can't make it to a show one night.
Ready.
We got Brittany ready. She's in the wings.
I'm ready.
So, awesome. So the season, we're almost into summer. I know it feels like it outside a little bit, but we are almost to summer. The season is about to start. So once the season is over, what does that transition look like? I know that the amphitheater is pretty much done, but you all do some stuff in the Raleigh Playhouse Theater, and you all have some other things going on throughout the year.
Yeah, so we always have our Christmas Carol at Christmas time, and we're in the works to try to get some more things during the year, so we're not just in the summer and then you don't see us anymore. So we're trying to get some more things that the community can come see us during the year. We've also got a lot more of our artistic staff that are living in town now. Before, we were kind of spread out. So we're a little bit more local now. So we're available and ready to do things more than just in the summer.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you all have already been there or you're planning to be there. Fridays in the Park. I think you all were having an appearance there too, or doing a couple performances.
Yeah, so I'm not sure what days we are doing Fridays in the Park, but we are doing a second Saturday, this Saturday. We're doing that. So we'll be out there. Some of our dancers are going to be, doing the dance out there. We're going to have a booth set up. We might have a raffle, give away some free tickets and stuff like that. So if you're around on Saturday, I believe it's from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. So we'll be out there doing our thing.
Wonderful. And that's a brand new event. I think this will be the first event this Saturday. So that'll be really cool, and you'll get on the ground floor on something really awesome. So hopefully that's something that you all can keep going to and keep spreading the word about Theater West Virginia.
Yeah, for sure.
Definitely. And we have a couple of additional shows, well, academy shows rather, throughout the year. So what do those entail, and what do those kind of look like?
So the actors and actresses who do our academy, so our Young Artist Academy, they have all the classes for, I believe it's about 6 to 8 weeks, and then they do like a showcase. So we just had one at Raleigh Theater downtown, and you have your acting classes. They'll do something they've rehearsed. They have your singing classes. They've had prop classes this year. They've had sewing classes this year. Stage makeup. So even if you're like, I don't want to be in the front, there's classes that you can take, because we always need people for props. We always need people to direct. We always, just stuff like that. So, if there's a 9 through 18-year-old that, doesn't want to be the front singer, there's always different opportunities for you to still be in the theater.
That's really cool. And I like how your the camp is all inclusive for everything. Anything that you could want to do, you can do it.
Yeah, it's really cool. At the showcase, some of the kids involved, they had their props that they had been working on all for the program, and it was cool to see something, they're not just like drawing on paper. They're actually getting to do stuff that, they could use whether they do Theater West Virginia or if they go to school for it or if they go to another theater. So it's really cool.
Absolutely. And I feel like that's an underrated skill, prop design.
Yeah,
Things like that.
I
'Cause it's super important. It's super important. Super important. And a really creative endeavor. So like, I feel like if you're a great drawer, a painter, things like that, you would probably enjoy something like that.
Yeah, even, a lot of our sets, we have some amazing technical directors and technicians working out there. Even just right now, they're there all day, building the house. But then, we also need somebody that can paint like a clock or, when we did Footloose, like we had these lockers. So artists are needed no matter if you're actor, singer, dancer, painter, anything. We could use you.
Absolutely. And we know that we have a big art scene. I know in Beckley is really booming right now with the art scene with all their murals and things that they have going on. So any young painters out there that want to, learn more about craft and help out with Theater West Virginia, make sure that you get in touch with them.
Yeah.
So you are also looking at throwing a gala this year.
Yeah, so we're trying to get, we need those sponsorships. We need those donations to help, get our seasons better and better every year. So we're gonna try to hopefully get a gala going, probably beginning of next year. Just get everybody together, kind of release what shows we'll be doing, and just get the community together, have a fun night.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, since we're here at Community Forum, I'm hoping that we have like business owners and entrepreneurs and maybe some wealthy benefactors out there that want to help make this happen.
We can always use you.
Absolutely. I do this usually with most shows, especially with organizations that are donation based and things such as that would really help them get to the next level. So if money were no object and, maybe there was a wealthy benefactor watching right now is like, you know what, I'm going to give a bunch of money to Theater West Virginia so they can live their
That'd
dreams.
be amazing.
What would you love to do?
Just bigger shows, we have to pay for the rights of shows. So stuff like that, bigger, better props. Lighting, we actually just got a bunch of brand new lighting. So that's always going to be a thing. Our sound equipment, it's been around for a little bit. So, any upgrades that we can do, they even, if we get a huge, massive donation from somebody, that we even talked about getting like a retractable roof.
Wow.
So if it does rain, that,
You're still
we're
good.
not like melting. So the sky's the limit. So anything helps.
Wonderful. Well,
Yeah.
you all heard it. So if any wealthy benefactors out there looking for somewhere to put their money, Theater West Virginia is the place.
Right in your backyard.
Right in your backyard.
Under the stars.
Yeah, literally, right under the stars in your backyard. And if you get a sponsorship, you can get a sponsor night.
Yeah, get some tickets with your sponsorship, get your company together, family, friends. It doesn't even have to be a company. If you're a family, if you've got a large family, which there's lots of large families around here, grab a sponsorship, get your whole family here, have a family reunion.
Absolutely. So go to theaterwestvirginia.org or give them a call at 304-992-9085 to learn more about that and see how you can help out. That's really awesome. That's really awesome. So I'm hoping they're out there watching. They're going to get in touch with you guys, and we're going to see Theater West
My
Virginia
phone's just gonna blow up.
Just going to blow up. We're watching right now, waiting for the phone to ring. So before we got a couple of minutes or so out before the show, but before we go, what should people know before they go to a Theater West Virginia show?
Just be prepared. Our Honey in the Rock and Hatfields and McCoys, there are gunshots. So just be prepared. There might be a loud bam. We're also getting our cannon going this year. So since I was there, we didn't use a cannon. So it'll be kind of cool to see, a live cannon on stage. And then don't forget, when the sun goes down, it gets very chilly. So blankets, sweaters, some bug spray, because, nature.
Definitely a bug spray.
But yeah, definitely bring something warm, because it might be 80 degrees, but when that sun goes down, it's a little chilly.
Definitely. And before we go, one more time, can you plug those show times just one more time so people know what time to be
So
there?
house opens at 7 p.m. Our musical guest starts at 7:15, and then show begins at 8 p.m.
Wonderful. And once again, go give you that contact information so you can get in touch with Theater West Virginia. The phone number is 304-992-9085. And theaterwestvirginia.org is the website. You can go there for sponsorship information, memberships, passes. If you have a big family, go get those passes.
Yeah. Save you some money.
Save you some money.
Yeah.
And once again, general admission this year. So
General
seating
admission.
is free. Wherever, seating is wherever you would like for it to
if
be.
you
but
want to sit in the
tickets-
front or you want to sit in the back, you're welcome to sit wherever.
And I'm not sure if we discussed ticket prices.
Yeah, so ticket prices. So adult ticket is $25. And then we have our student ticket, which I believe is $19. And then we also have a senior discount, which is $21.
Awesome. And they can purchase that on the website as well. Also, if you're interested in West Virginia Day, you might want to go get those tickets now.
Yes, we're running low on our website. So if you want to get that free West Virginia Day, I would go in the next few days and grab some tickets online and then have a fun night out.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Brittany, for joining us for Community
Thanks for having
Forum.
me.
It's awesome time talking to you about Theater West Virginia. Hope we can get some people out into the amphitheater this year.
Yes.
You guys go out and have some fun there. But once again, go to theaterwestvirginia.org to purchase your tickets. Thanks again, Brittany, and thank you all for joining us to Sunday Community Forum. Join us next week where we speak to more community leaders and local success stories about important information that affects all of us here in Southern West Virginia. You all have a happy Sunday. All right.